Hey everyone, and welcome back to my review series of the Adeptus Sororitas Codex for 9th edition. So we have moved on from all of their abilities, and now we are moving into their elite choices. In the last video, we covered the HQs, and I gotta say, most of them were pretty impressive. One of them was very disappointing. I still don't think Ethereal Stern is worth taking at her point level, but she's still fun. Battle Sister's got a massive boost. And now we move on to elites. Now, before we start, I am going to say that this video is sponsored by Games Workshop. They sent us all of this stuff because they know that my favor in sisters... but you know what? I tried to say something like cool and inspiring, and instead it came out as word garbage. You know, when you just kind of vomit words. Yeah. Well, regardless... This video is sponsored by Games Workshop. Also, if you guys are super cool, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/NornQueenAlexis. There you can see all exclusive videos for a different series on Patreon itself. And you can even see behind the scenes and everything. You can even see me build some of these miniatures because, holy crap, there's a lot of them. That'll be coming up very soon. But let's jump right into the elites. So we have Astrid, Throga, and Dolan? Astrid and Dolan. Got it. Ash and Dylan. Let's go with that. There we go. So these two are taken, and they're brand new miniatures to the line itself. And honestly, they kind of caught me off guard that they were named characters. I thought that this was just going to be another banner or something, but apparently they're completely different. So 6-inch movement. We'll go with... Astrid first. Movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength toughness of 3, 5 wounds, which is insane, 3 attacks, leadership 9, save of 3+. Leadership 9 is really nice for her. And then we got dude guy with the stick, movement of 6, weapon and ballistic skill 4+, strength toughness of 3, wounds of 4, 3 attacks, leadership 8, 6+ save. They have a few weapons, including bolt pistols, the Blade of Vigilis, which is the sword she is wielding, which is a melee weapon with +2 strength, so strength 5, AP -2 and 2 damage. Since she is a sister, she might be able to be boosted by the Magifier, which we've gone over quite a bit. No, she can't, because she does not have an order, which is interesting to note. You do have to keep track of who has order keyword in this codex. So remember, certain things don't have order but still benefit from abilities. Some things like her can benefit things that have Adeptus Sororitas or Adeptus Ministorum without having the order keyword. So just make sure you keep track of what has orders, what has the order keyword and what does not, and what needs the order keyword and what does not. Oh, that is a lot of things to explain. Okay, then we have the Scribe's Staff, which is strength +1, so strength 4. AP of nothing, no damage. Oh, and the Blade of Vigilis, each time an attack is made with this weapon is allocated to an enemy model. That enemy model cannot use any rules to ignore the wounds it loses, so no feel, no pain of any type, which is really cool. Act of Faith, Sacred Rites, and Shield of Faith, which we've gone over in previous videos. She has a Rosarius, so a 4+ invulnerable save. And Line of Martyr. While this unit contains Dolan, each time an attack successfully wounds this unit, the wound must be allocated to Dolan. The destruction of Dolan is ignored for the purposes of morale tests. If Astrid is ever destroyed, Dolan is also destroyed. Okay? Unabided Adror? I have no idea. Each time an attack with a damage characteristic of 1 is allocated to Astrid, add 1 to the armor saving throw made against that attack. So against 1 damage weapons like a bolt gun or a las gun, she will have a 2+ save, which is pretty decent, to be honest. This dude will have a 5+ save, which is kind of neat, I guess. So let's see. Recount the deeds of the saint. In your command phase, select 1 friendly Adeptus Sororitas character unit within 9 inches of Astrid. Until the start of your next command phase, each time a unit is selected to fight, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, 1 damage roll when resolving attacks with that unit. that's pretty decent. I feel like there's other things that can do that, but the hit roll, the damage roll as well is really nice. Without spending miracle dice is pretty interesting. The Emperor's Judgment. Once per battle, in your command phase, Astrid can plant this banner. If she does, until the start of your next command phase, Astrid has the following ability. The Emperor Resplendent Aura ability. While a friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit is within 6 inches of this model, notice how it doesn't say infantry or it doesn't say order, it just says core unit, is within 6 inches of this model, all 6 sacred rites are active for those units, for that unit. So you can get these girls, the Paragon Warsuits, with all 6 sacred rites. You can get sacristans or retributors with all of that, which could be really, really good, but a lot of the sacred rites are kind of bad, so it's not exactly the best. It's cool that you can get the Aegis of the Emperor and deny psychic tests on a 5+. That I think is really good. Spirit of the Martyr is pretty decent. Getting the Hand of the Emperor and the Passion is really good. While the Sacred Rite is active, each time a model in that unit make a range attack, actually getting 1, 4, and 5 is really, really, really good. So it's actually pretty decent, but 6 inches around her is a little bit weird, and it's going to be very hard to get that off. It's going to be hard to get it off in an area that would be most efficient, in my opinion. Although she does have essentially 9 wounds, so getting her into position isn't too hard. If Astrid is included in your army, then the Open of the Reliquary stratagem costs 1 fewer command points to use for the first time. If you use it, Astrid is in your Crusade force, the relic requisition cost is 0. Okay. And her last ability is, if Dolan is included in the same Crusade army as Saint Poten... I have no idea who that is. Model, and if Dolan is on the battlefield, at the end of the battle, you gain 1 additional saint point. Is there a unique saint for Crusade? Huh. Did I miss that? Oh, look at that. You can make a living saint in Crusade. Why didn't they bring that to match play? Okay, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That makes Crusade actually look really fun for sisters. Overall, I'd pass on this unit unless you're playing Crusade, in which case it seems like it's a pretty good unit. Let's see, 5 power level. What are we looking at for points? That seems like about 100 points, I think. So this is an elite choice. This is 90 points. I feel like those points are better spent somewhere else, and honestly, the best thing that she has is activating all 6 of the sacred rites, but to be honest, if you roll them, you can get 2 really good ones, or you could just pick the best one, which in my opinion is the Passion. I say she's not that good. Like 5 out of 10, she's aight. The Magnifier is a must include. I've literally talked about this model like 1,000 times. It no longer gives you the -1 AP to a definite -2 AP. So unfortunately we did lose that. But the Tale of the Warrior and Tale of the Faithful are still really good. And honestly, I'm going to bring her in almost every single game because the Magnifier is just still very good. It's not as broken as it once was. And it's always good to just get another girl to put a Warlord trait on. So this way you can get the one that gives you a faith point to use on your Canoness every turn. Okay, so moving on to the Delgadis. The Delgadis is movement of 6, weapon skill of 4, ballistic skill of 3+, strength toughness of 3, nothing changed here, wounds 4, attacks 3, leadership 8, 3+ armor save. She has a bolt pistol and the Dialogist staff, which is strength +1, AP nothing, and 1 damage. Now apparently she got very, very, very good. She knows war hymns. Oh, she got good. I don't need to bring a priest if I bring her. Although she's not an order unit. Okay. So, abilities, activates Sacred Rites and Shield of Faith. Loud Hailer. When a friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit, core or Adeptus Sororitas character unit within 6 inches of this model, add 1 to the leadership characteristic. So you can go up to leadership 9 on most things, 10 on others. Non-militant order. If your army is battleforged, then each detachment that includes either a Canoness or Canoness Superior. Really cool that you can get a Canoness Superior. I love that. Unit. 1 Dialogist unit can be included in your detachment without taking up a battlefield role slot, which is really good because you have a ton of freaking elites that you need in the army, and some of them you just don't want to take up slots, or you're going to be running about 5. Her aura ability is while a friendly Adeptus Sororitas unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time that unit or units in that model perform an act of faith, you can increase or decrease the value of the miracle dice by 1, or 1 cherub dice by 1 to use to perform this act of faith, to a maximum of 6 and a minimum of 1. This is not cumulative with any other abilities that can increase or decrease the value of the miracle dice. Honestly, she's kind of the same, but they took away her anti-demon stuff, which I really liked. The old Dialogist was really good at killing demon princes, especially psychic ones. She can deal like 6 mortal wounds to them a turn. It was insane. And she knows the war hymns. So, honestly, she's not bad. How many points is she? I think she's 50 points, and you don't get much on her. It's the glossary. Elites, Arco-flagellants, Celestian Squad, Celestian Sacristans, Crusaders, Death Cult, Dialogists. 50 points, and you don't get any options, and she barely carries any war gear. The fact that she knows war hymns is really cool, and the fact that she doesn't take up a spot in your army is really good, but I don't think it's worth 50 points. She does get an Inspire on 3+, which I think the Priest does as well, which we can see right here. Yeah, on a 3+. Is it the same rule copy-pasted? Yeah, 3 lines, ends with command phase. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the same ability. Dialogist is cool. I don't know if it's a guaranteed take at all cost model. I heard that this got really good. I only see it as nerfed. Which is weird because the Dialogist of the last edition was really good at dealing mortal wounds. This one can only deal D3 mortal wounds. And that's if it's using its war hymns. Well, not its war hymns, but its hymns to deal them. Although she does have a stratagem. Let's take a look at her stratagem really quickly to refresh our minds. So, army rules, match play, core crusade. Not what we're looking for, it's got to be before this. Where are stratagems? Orders, minor orders, stratagems, and let's just look for Dialogists. Okay, I don't think I noticed anything that was like too crazy in here for her. Except for not the witch can be used on her. Well, by her. Dialogist. Does she count as a priest? That would actually make her really good. No, she does. Okay, so you can use the priest stratagems on her, which is pretty nice. Okay. Well, she's not bad. She's just not that good from what I'm seeing. And I'm hoping I'm wrong here. But as far as I can tell, a priest just looks better. Or a preacher. And let's see how many points the preacher is as we go into him. Preacher is 25 points. Zealot Vindicator is +5. which honestly sounds really good. So how do we upgrade? This model's Zealot Vindicator can be replaced with one... Wait, so you have to buy that? Assault D6, Strength 5, AP -1 damage, or it in melee. Strength +2. Why is the Preacher good at combat? That's kind of weird. They are only hitting on 4s. Has the Zealot ability, has... if your army is Battleforged, then one missionary can be included in your detachment. One Preacher can be included in the detachment without taking up a battlefield slot. So again, that's really good. Just to make it so that you can take these without them filling up slots or anything. So I personally like that. I think Preacher is a little bit better. 25 points is pretty much a go-to for this. Like, this thing might be better in every way. Like, the Dialogist might be better in every way. But overall, this guy just seems better to me. Has a 4+ invo save, so something that this one doesn't. This one has no invo save. The Preacher is just better and cheaper. Like, half the points and just better. More survivability because of the 4-up invulnerable save. While a Chaos unit is within 6 inches of this model, subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic of that unit. Okay. And then has the War Hymns, which we went over in a different part of this video series. They're really decent. The one that gives you +1 invulnerable save is the one that you're going to really want. But I think you can only include one of these now. Can be included. Okay, so it looks like you can actually include both of these. So if you really need to get those War Hymns off, you can bring both of them. And then we have the Celestian squad. Now this is the Run and Gun sisters. This isn't the Sacristans, which are much cooler, but they have guns, which makes them really good. Weapon and ballistic skills 6+. Their entire stat line didn't change. They have 2 attacks, 3 attacks with Sister Superior. Okay, so pretty standard for Sisters of Battle. Actually, the weapon skill would be 4 for a standard battle sister, so 3+ for Celestians. Simulacrum Imperialis, they can get that to perform an extra act of faith. They can get a Cherub for rerolling for the dice shenanigans. So 1 bolt gun can be replaced with 1 special weapon. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, then 1 Celestian bolt gun can be replaced with one of the following weapons from the heavy weapon list, or the list, or 1 special weapon from the special weapon list. The Celestian Superior can be equipped with 1 melee weapon. The Celestian Superior can exchange her bolt gun for one of the following. You always take a ranged weapon. Can replace her bolt gun with Simulacrum Imperialis. Honestly, they're pretty decent. I've always seen these girls as just kind of decent. I know a lot of people say that they're really good, but I'm just not seeing it. Sworn Protectors, if this unit is within 6 inches... excuse me. If this unit is within 6 inches of an Order Canoness Superior or Order Canoness... Is there a Canoness Superior on here? Did I just completely miss that? What the hell is Canoness Superior? How did I miss that? Of course, I can't even find the Canoness, so I can see how I missed it. Is Canoness Superior like an upgrade? What does it do? No, it's not one of these. So what the hell is a Canoness Superior? I might be an idiot. I don't know where a Canoness Superior is right now. That's gonna bug the ever-living piss out of me. Active Faith, Sacred Rites, and Shield of Faith. They have Bodyguard. When a friendly sanctified character by order character or order characters within 3 inches of this unit, models cannot target the character if they are with ranged attacks. Okay, so you can walk them next to the Triumph of St. Catherine and now body block for them, which is pretty decent. It's going to be a sanctified character, so I don't think the Triumph of St. Catherine actually works. I know you don't work, do you? No, you're not sanctified. Okay, do you work? Are you sanctified? Sanctified, yeah, it does work for the Triumph of St. Catherine. Alright, that's really good then. I'm still trying to figure out what a Genestealer Superior is. What does it do? I really want to know. Is there Genestealer? No, it's just, I'm so weirded out by this. What the hell does a Genestealer Superior do? Battle Sanctum, special weapons, heavy weapons. Wow, this is going to bug the ever-living crap out of me. I'm going to have to put this down and look this up. Celestian Sacristan squads. Now, these girls are absolutely crazy cool looking. Like, look at this. This is amazing. I can't wait to get these all painted up and ready for battle. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So, same stat line that we saw with the other Celestians, but these girls are meant for close combat. This unit contains 6 or more model. It has a power rating of 6. For every 5 models, Hulled Mace, frag grenades. Okay, so they start off with the Mace, which I honestly think is a better weapon, in my opinion. So they have their bolt pistols. They have the Halberd, which is strength plus 3. So strength 6, going up to 7 if you take it a magnifier. AP minus 3, but only 1 damage. I'm not a big fan of the Halberd for its 1 damage. When I could take the Hallowed Mace, get strength plus 2, so strength 5, plus 1, getting that to 6 with the Triumph of St. Catherine. AP minus 1, which is really bad, but 2 damage apiece is really good. So I decided to go 4 maces and 1 spear. And we're about to get to the spear. It's strength plus 3, AP minus 3, 2 damage. And the spear is just absolutely incredible. Any model in this unit may have their Hollowed Mace replaced with a pointed spear or a pointed halberd. Anointed halberd. The Sacristan Superior's Hollowed Mace can be replaced with 1 Spear of the Faithful. The Hollowed Mace may take... The Sister Superior, Sacristan Superior bolt pistol can be replaced with 1 weapon from the pistol list. I take an Inferno pistol because I really like Inferno pistols. Act of Faith, Shield of Faith, and Sacred Rites. We have Bodyguard, which is you can't target a unit, a sanctified character, or an order character within 3, if these units are within 3 inches of it. Wait, hang on. When a friendly sanctified character or order character unit is within 3 inches of this unit, enemy units cannot target the character. So this even means if they're behind it, which is really, really, really cool. Sacristan Shields, these models have a 4+ invulnerable save. They have a 2+ armor save, so they have the Storm Shield built into them. Okay, then we have Keepers of the Faith. This unit is eligible to perform heroic interventions as though they were characters, or were a character. In addition, each time this unit performs an heroic intervention, or an enemy unit declares a charge against them, this unit is not within engagement range of any enemy units. This unit can set to defend. If it sets to defend, then this unit can be set to defend. Then the unit, until the end phase, it cannot fire Overwatch, but it can. But until the end of the next fight phase, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, it adds 1 to the hit roll. Ooh, so they hit on 2s if they set to defend. Oh, that's really good. And then you can give them a Canoness to reroll 1s. And then the Magnifier to up their strength. I really like Sacristans. I'm probably going to wind up taking a few of them. I think they're pretty decent, but I think they're going to be competing with other elite choices, such as the Palatine War Suits, or the Paragon War Suits, the Repentia, or the Mortifiers, because they're all meant for melee mulching. These are more anti-infantry, though, in my opinion. The Hospitaller. Hospitallers are really cool. They have the non-militant order, so they don't take up a slot, which is really good. Oh, and these girls have the order keyword. That's something to point out. When a friendly, they have a 6-up feel no pain for any models within 3 inches of them, and they have a 50 mil base, so they can get models within 3 inches of them pretty far across. I think it's actually like 8 inches across or 7 inches across. Sacred Healing. At the end of your movement phase, this model can heal one friendly Adeptus Ministorum infantry model within whose unit is within 3 inches of this model's regains up to D3 lost wounds. Each model can only be healed once, and she does have a stratagem for bringing models back from the dead. So ridiculously good. Not as good as a Space Marine Chief Apothecary, which I have a feeling they're going to nerf into Oblivion very soon, because that thing is just busted. Now we have the Dogmata. Now, where is she? She's right here. There we go. Dogmata! Look at her. She's so cool. She does come with a helmet, and honestly, the model is... it's pretty decent. I wish the head had more head dressing, but that's about me. That's about it. And I do wish she had different poses, but is what it is. Movement of 6 inches, weapon and ballistic shield 3+, strength, toughness of 3, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, 8 leadership, 3+ save. What she has is a bolt pistol. Wowzers. She also has the Mace of the Righteous, which is strength +2, AP -2, 2 damage, which is honestly pretty decent for her. I do love me some maces. You can up her strength with the Magnifier, which is an auto-include at this point. If you're not bringing in a Magnifier, you're not playing Close Combat Sisters. It's really that simple. But since all of their stuff is catered towards either mid-range fire or close-range combat, you might as well bring either a mix or just close range. My opinions, obviously. Sacred Task or ability. When a friendly order core unit is performing an action and is within 6 inches of this model, that unit can shoot without failing that action. So you can actually deploy scramblers with your retributors and still fire, which is crazy. Like, that's ridiculously good, by the way. You can drop them turn 1 in your deployment zone with your retributors and then just have the Dogmata nearby. She gives them the old double finger guns and goes, yeah, you cool, fire. And then you spend the, oh yeah, the stratagem for 36-inch range is gone. Oh. So if your opponent's within 24 inches, you shoot them. Unflinching Determination. In your command phase, you can select one friendly order core unit within 6 inches of this model until the start of your next command phase. That unit has objective secured ability, which is really, really, really cool to use it on these. Just saying. Although there are only 3 model units, it's still cool to be able to just grab a unit from somebody. They count as having 1 additional model. So if you pick a unit that has objective secured, they count as having 1 additional model, which is pretty decent. She's also a priest. Oh, she's also a priest. How many points is she? Oh, this actually matters. I think the Hospitaller is 50 points. And the Dogmata is somewhere on here. Dialogus at 50. Dogmata at 65. Damn, a Preacher is 25 points. Like, oh, that's... I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I really like her aura ability, though. Like, I love this. The Sacred Task. That's so good. Because you can drop in with freaking... well, not drop in, but deploy scramblers with a unit of 20 and still fire. It's really good. But 50 points is a lot of points for her. She only has 4 wounds. And she takes up a battlefield role as an elite when you can take a Preacher for free for 25 points. And she's a priest, so she gets the stratagems for a priest, and she has order keyword. Oh, she's really good. Honestly, I was kind of hoping she sucked because her model looks silly. But I'm thinking she's actually pretty decent. I like her. 50 points is a lot. Or 65 points is a lot. Oh, wow, that actually makes it worse. Dogmata is 65, right? Let me just double check. 65 points. But that ability is so good. Man, that sucks. Because that ability is so good. Actually, and while I'm here, Let me just check the Ministorm items again and see if there's a Ministorm multi-melta. No, there's just a multi-melta 24-inch range, which is fine because you just move 6 inches and you're in range of your opponent, which the Retributors can do, I believe, and still fire. Is the Dogmata worth 65 points? I think so. I think just for this ability and the fact that she is a preacher, she knows war hymns also is really good. Oh, she's really good. But 65 points is so much. Especially being that you could take the Dialogus, but you don't gain those cool abilities. So all the priests are now competing against each other, and I think the Dogmata is the best. Yeah, the Dogmata is the best. But 65 points is so many points. I think she's good. I think I'm going to try her out in a game. And then we have the thing that is quickly becoming my favorite model in this army list right now, which is the Paragon Warsuit. So interesting thing, I can't find the points cost for their other weapons, so I think they take Stormbolters for free. Like, look at this, Paragon Warsuit. 3 models, 240 points, 10 points for that, that's 270 for all 3 of them, the way I have them equipped. But their mace, which is called the Paragon War Mace, is nowhere on this list for points that I could find. So unless I'm missing something, these things are only 270 points, and the rest of the war gear is just free, which means they have free Stormbolters. So please forgive me if I am wrong on that. I hope that they update the book, because in the points cost section, they only have 1 war gear option, and that's it, even though they have multiple war gear options here. So the Paragon Warsuit has an 8-inch movement, a 3+ ballistic and weapon skill, strength and toughness of 5, 4 wounds apiece, 3 attacks apiece, strength 8, leadership 8, save 2+. Now, I was really banking on these being able to go to 5 in a squad, but they can't. They can only go to 3. But I still think they're really decent, and I want to explain this. So they all have their bolt pistol. You can give them a heavy bolter, Ministorm heavy flamethrower, which is just a stronger heavy flamethrower. You can give them multi-meltas. I gave all of mine multi-meltas. You can also give them the Paragon grenade launcher, which is assault 2 24-inch, strength 6, AP -1, D3 damage, which I think is really good. But I instead went with the Stormbolters, since they can have 2 Stormbolters each. That's 6 Stormbolters. That's 6, 12, 48 shots, I think, because each one of them has 4 shots of 40. No, 12 shots. I'm an idiot. 12 shots with Stormbolters, I think, is still pretty good. No, because 4, then 8. Yes. God, I'm dumb. Anyway. Any model can have their heavy bolter replace one of the following: a Ministorm heavy flamethrower or 1 multi-melta. I do like that they upped the strength of the Sisters of Battle heavy flamethrower to strength 6. I think that's a really, really, really cool and way needed. It's a fantastic weapon, so it's really good at going up against like Drukhari because it's wounding them on 2s. It's really good against going up against anything human related. It's also really good against bringing down Orks because they're toughness 5. So you wound them on 3s. So just something to keep in mind. And the AP -1 of the heavy flamethrower just means they're not getting a save. So they'll have to rely on their 6+ invo if they bring that particular Ork clan. There we go. Any number of models can have their Paragon Warblade replaced with 1 Paragon War Mace. Now, the Warblade is strength +1, AP -3, 2 damage. And each time the bearer fights, you can make 1 additional attack with this weapon. Now, that's amazing. That means that you're making 6, what is that? 3 attacks apiece, so 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 attacks with strength, 6 swords at AP -3, 2 damage apiece. Absolutely amazing and probably the better weapon. But I like me a bonk stick and to send people to horny jail, so I brought the Paragon War Mace. at strength +4, so strength 9, AP -2, 3 damage, and yeah, you subtract 1 from the hit rolls. But with a Magifier, since they're a core unit with the order keyword, you can actually +1 to their strength. So you can make those hammers, those maces, into strength 10. So you can kill titans with these weapons. And so I built mine to be anti-tank because I want them to smash Space Marines on a 2+. Like wounding Space Marines on a 2+ with a rerollable wound roll with a Paragon or a, what is her name? Palatine. Absolutely amazing. I can reroll to hit them with the Canoness. I can reroll to wound them with the Palatine, or I could take Morin Val and reroll both of those and just have war suits that absolutely annihilate everything in their path. With an 8-inch movement, the multi-melta is going to be in range unless your opponent does not deploy close enough to you. So the average distance in most competitive games, 40k, and the average distance of most missions is 24 inches, which is the exact distance of the multi-melta. With a movement of 8, you're getting very deep into their deployment zone. You're not getting within melta range turn 1, but you are getting within multi-melta range. So you're not getting the +2 to wound, but you're still dealing, what, 6 shots with multi-meltas turn 1? Absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it. And the fact that they can move forward safely and with a 2+ save is amazing. And you can give them a 4-up info. Oh, you can't. They are vehicles. They do not benefit from the invulnerable save. But they still have their Shield of Faith, which is on page 90 to 93. So, let me just read that really quickly. Their Shield of Faith. I think I said page 90. Okay, so they get the Shield of Faith. Model of this unit has 6+ invo save, so they always have that. And then they have the Deny the Psychic Power. Alright. Wait, that changed. If your opponent's psychic phase, this unit can attempt to deny 1 psychic power as though it was a psyker. Each time a Deny the Witch test is taken for that unit, roll 1d6 instead of 2d6. If the result of that was an unmodified result of a 6, or it was greater than the psychic power, then the test is denied. Oh, that's awesome. Do they have Zealot? They do not. Okay. So, on top of that, they have their Axe of Faith, Shield of Faith, and Sacred Rites, which means they do benefit from the cool Sacred Rites, the ones that you want active for your army, which is probably the Passion, which is the additional hits with the weapon itself. With the swords, you're dealing a ton of damage, and I highly recommend using the swords. I honestly think the swords are better, but I like hitting things with a mace. That's my personal preference. Overall, I think the multi-melta is probably the best option for them, if not this heavy bolter. I'm not a big fan of heavy flamethrowers. That's just me. They'll probably work really well for you, but just me, I'm not a big fan of them. And they have their subtract 1 from the damage characteristic of attacks that they take. So it takes a lot to bring these down, and you can also give them Feel No Pain on top of all of them. Nope, that's just for infantry. Never mind, you can't. But the fact that these are order and can get the order keywords means with Bloody Rose, you can get 1 additional attack, making them 4 attacks apiece, 5 attacks with the Sister Superior. With the chance, the War Hymn. Where are you, War Hymns? War Hymns 40k. Where are you, War Hymns? A Ministorm Core, so you can give them the add 1 to their attack characteristics. So with Bloody Rose and these, if you get off the 2 abilities, the 2 hymns, you're looking at 5 attacks per unit. So it's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 attacks from the Paragon Warsuits with either their mace or, no, with their sword. And I think it's 5 attacks each. Oh no, it's 6 attacks each. Wow, they can get a ton of attacks. So it's 3 attacks base. So 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay. Then +1 for the attacks from the Preacher. So that's what we said for 8, 12, 13 attacks, 14, 15, 16. 16 attacks. Holy crap, they're ridiculous. You can get off a ton of attacks with them. Honestly, I think they're a really good choice at strength 6. And you can probably +1 to their strength with the Imagifier. Does the Imagifier work on just core units? Because if so, that's really, really handy. Order core units within 6 inches of this adds 1 to their strength characteristic. So yeah, they can get 1 to their strength characteristic with the Imagifier, 1 to their attack characteristic with the prayers or the hymns, and they can get 1 to their roll for being with the Triumph of St. Catherine. And if you take Morinvali, you get to reroll 1s to hit and wounds. So overall, the Paragon Warsuit is honestly pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the must-have best unit in this book, but it's pretty good. I really like it, and I think it's very fluffy and powerful, but it ultimately depends on how you run it. Then next we have the Repentia Superior. She has the same stat line as before, but 5 attacks now. She has Neuro Whip, which is Strength User, so Strength 3. She doesn't have the Zealot ability anymore. Each time an attack is made with this weapon against a unit, excluding a vehicle, if no model in the target unit has a leadership characteristic of 8 or more, add 1 to the attacker's wound roll. I mean, that's okay. She also has a bolt pistol. Oh, and Paragon Warsuits we said were 270 for all 3. Honestly, I think they're very good. They're very well priced. I really like them. They're basically dreadnoughts. They're better dreadnoughts because they have a 2+ save. The only thing they lack is they only have a 6+ invo, and you can't boost it. So, Scourge of the Penitent. If your army is Battleforged, you can include her. She doesn't take up a slot. Got it. Driven onward, in your command phase, you can select 1 friendly order Sororitas Repentia or Sister Repentia unit within 3 inches of this model, and if you do so until the end of the turn, this model and the unit both are eligible to declare charges in which they have advanced, and until the end of the phase, each time a charge roll is made for this model or that unit, roll 1d6 and discard the lowest result. Ooh, I like that. Overseer of Redemption or ability. When a friendly order sister unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. I think she's like 35 points to 40 points. If she's too much, she's garbage. So Repentia Superior is 40 points. I don't think she's necessary for sisters, Repentia. But overall, I've seen her used a few times, and I think she's pretty decent. She's also really cheap to get. So if you buy a Repentia squad and buy like 3 Repentia squads, like most everyone does, you can easily convert this model into a Canoness, into a Dogmata, or into a Palatine very quickly just by weapon swapping her. She's just really good for conversions, and she looks amazing. So Repentia, now we do know that they got a massive nerf because they are now no longer double hitting with this stratagem, so we got to see what they have. Movement of 6, weapon, ballistic skill 3+, strength toughness of 3, wounds 1, 2 attacks, leadership 8, save 7+. So they're not making their normal saves. You're going to keep them around aura abilities to get the 4-up invo, and the way you do this is keep them around a character that adds +1 to their invo, and keep a priest nearby to add 1 to their invo. In fact, taking multiple priests is probably going to be preferable for getting that +1 to their invo save where you need it most. So Penitent Eviscerators are melee, strength ×2, AP -3, 2 damage, and -1 to hit rolls. You can get rid of this by taking the Triumph of St. Catherine or anything that gives them +1 to hit. You can keep them next to a Canoness and a Palatine to reroll the ones to hit and wounds, respectively, of their abilities. If you take Martyred Lady, you can actually lose one. When you lose 1 Repentia, they'll be hitting on 3s no matter what. They do have Zealot, which is really good, but let's go over that rule one more time. That's on page 93 for Zealot, I believe. No, it's right here. Each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack, if the unit was a charge move, if this unit made a charge move, was charged, or performed a heroic intervention this turn, you can reroll the attacker's hit rolls. So yeah, they don't even need a Cannon S nearby. They're just good on their own. In fact, they can reroll everything, which is really good. So keep a Palatine next to them for the reroll ones, or, you know, her, because she's stupidly good, and I absolutely love her, and she looks amazing. I'm sorry, I just love that model. I'm going to keep showing that model off. I'm really happy with it. So, Solace and Anguish. Each time a model in this unit would lose a wound, you have a 5-up, feel no pain. Got it. They still have that. Martyrdom. There we go. My accent is not kicking in. If this unit is destroyed during any phase other than the morale phase, then at the end of that phase, you gain 1 miracle dice. If you take Martyred Lady, you get 2 miracle dice off of them for being destroyed. Honestly, they're still really good. They took a really heavy nerf, but it was definitely needed. So let's see how broken we can make them. Okay. So we can still do... we can give them the Passion, which is really good. And we could just give them that by just picking that one, which means they'll get more attacks on 6s. Especially with the Zealot ability, we can reroll a bunch of stuff. But really what we're looking at is giving them buffs for their... to give them +1 to their attacks. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I know we can. I know we can break these. Oh yeah, you can do Righteous Impact, but that's kind of pointless. It'll get you like 1 or 2 6s for whatever, but it's overall not worth it. Xeraphim, Celestian. Where the heck are you? Hospitaller. I'm not finding it. What about the Warlord trait to do it? I always forget where the Warlord traits are. Okay. So they're going to be best in Bloody Rose, obviously. Or Martyred Lady would be my second best choice. Let's see. Where are my Acts of Faith? Not my Acts of Faith. My Warlord traits. There we go. So we're going to want the War Hymn to give them 3 attacks. And then possibly... there should be one that gives them +1 attack here. There isn't. Oh. Are they really going to sit at 3 attacks? I feel like they should have more attacks. I feel like we can give them more attacks. How do we give them more attacks? With the priests. Okay, which one of you gives more attacks? I know it's not you. I don't think it's the Triumph of St. Catherine. That just gives you +1 to hit. One to the attacker's hit roll. And the Magnifier gives them +1 to strength, but not +1 to the number of attacks. So they're looking at about 3 attacks apiece right now. Which compared... No, I know we can give them more attacks. That's the thing. So... Are Repentia good? Wow, that is a question I never thought that I'd ask myself. We can give them strength 7. We can make them explode on 6s. We can go up to a unit of 9, I think, right? No, oh, we can go up to a unit of 10 finally. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so that's 30 attacks. That's still really good at strength 7, AP minus 3, 2 damage. And we can get them to hitting on 3s. Overall, not bad, and I think that's really, really, really good. But I think they're going to be outclassed by certain other things that have more survivability than them. But you can give them a 4-up invo save. And that's just because they're infantry. They're also core units, so they benefit from all of the abilities that everyone else does. They also have Zealot. I feel like there's another way to get them more attacks. I must just be an idiot. What am I forgetting? I know it's not the Triumph of St. Catherine. I know it's the Missionary because of the War Hymn. It's got to be on here somewhere. I've just got to be forgetting it. I'm going to look for this real quick. So the only other thing that I can find is Desperate for Redemption, where you still get to attack with your models even if they died, which is pretty decent actually. So at best, you're getting 40 attacks with them at a full unit of 10. Or yeah, full unit of 10, which is still insane. And the way that you get that is you run Bloody Rose, you run the Passion, which actually doesn't affect them. It just, that'll affect them on 6s. You get the hymn off to give them +1 attack, and then they're base 2 attacks each. So you can get them to hitting on 3s with the Magnifier, not the Magnifier, the Triumph of St. Catherine. You can get them up to strength 7 with the Magnifier, AP minus 3, 2 damage apiece. They'll still tear through like most Marine equivalents, but I feel like their survivability is in question now. They do have a 5-up, but they're only 1 wound each. So it really depends. Repentia took a massive nerf. I want this to be known. Crusaders. Zealot. Ecclesiarchy. Battle Conclave. I can speak, I promise. They don't take up a battlefield role. They have a 4-up invulnerable save. Which is weird because the Crusader shield doesn't give them a 2+, even though it's a storm shield, and we know it's a storm shield. Each time a model in this unit would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll a d6 on a 5+, that wound is not lost. Also, for anybody asking where male battle sisters are, they're right here. Crusaders are essentially the male equivalent of battle sisters. Alright, so their power sword is +1 strength, AP minus 3, 1 damage. Overall, they're kind of dirt cheap. I think Repentia also went up in points, didn't they? No, I think they went down in points, which makes them worth it. I kind of wish the Repentia Superior gave them +1 attack. Repentia 14 points each, and the Crusaders are only 11 points each. That's not bad, to be honest. That's really not bad. We can only include 6 of them, which is weird. In a unit. Honestly, that's pretty cool. I like it. I don't think it's bad. Next we have the Arco-flagellants, or flagellants, or however you want to say it. Oh, they also have Zealot, so they reroll all of their attacks. They're not bad. I think these might actually be pretty decent. The Crusaders. 3 to 10 in a unit. It's cool that they can finally go to 10. 7-inch movement, which is better than the Repentia 6-inch. 4+ weapon skill, no ballistic skill, strength toughness of 4, for reasons, I guess. Wounds 2, attacks 2, leadership 7, 7+ save. I don't get why Sisters of Battle are not toughness 4, but a naked person that's lobotomized with whips for arms is toughness and strength 4, but sure. Let's go with that. Yeah, like, you're not even strength and toughness 4. You're strength 4, which is kind of really cool. I don't know why they didn't just give you power swords, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. Boop-de-boop-de-boop-de-boo. Strength +1 for their Arco-flails. AP -1, damage 1, and you make 2 attacks with these. So you get 4 attacks per Arco-flagellant. The bearer has an attack characteristic of 3 and a strength characteristic of 5. Okay, why would you not give them that? That sounds amazing. Like, why would I not give them that? That gives them 2 more attacks. Flagellants are beasts. And they also have their ability for double attacking, I believe. So let's take a look at that stratagem really quickly. I keep running into it. And now that I need to look for it, I won't find it, because that's how this works. Yeah, here it is. Until, use the stratagem in the fight phase when an Arco-flagellant unit from your army is selected to fight. Until the end of that phase, change the ability of the Arco-flagellants. Change the ability of all Arco-flagellant models in that unit are equipped with the following. Each time an attack is made by this weapon, make 3 hit rolls instead of 1. At the end of the phase, roll d6 for each model in that unit. On a 1, that unit is model in that unit is destroyed. But why would you do that when they have 2 base attacks? That says 1 instead of 1. They have 2 base. That just adds +1 attack. Okay. Warrior options is the endurance implant. Then they have zealot, which is ridiculously good. But 1 damage weapons is going to be a lot. So you're going to want to crash them into sister equivalents, guard, or something that they can hurt. Well, they're strength 5. They're really good at killing orcs. Possibly good at killing space marines, depending on the number of attacks you get through. If your army is battleforged, they don't take up a roll, which is really good. These girls do. Berserk killing machines. Each time a model in this unit would lose a wound, is 5+ feel no pain. Instrument of pain and what is that? Penance. This unit cannot perform any actions as described in the Warhammer 40k core rulebook. That's interesting. I mean, it makes sense. They're kind of crazy, so that makes sense. With her, you can give them the reroll 1s to hit, but you can't with the others, I don't believe, because they're not sororitas. Death Cult Assassins. Now, I like Death Cult Assassins. They used to have the ability to deep strike, which made them insane. But they're dirt cheap. And let's check, speaking of dirt cheap, let's check how many points Arco-flagellants are. Arco-flagellants. 13 points each. Ugh. And the endurance implant is 5. So if you ring 10, that's 135 points for a unit that can attack 1,000,000 freaking times. Honestly, that's not bad. They're really good. I like them. Death Cult Assassins, 2 to 6, which is cool if you have 6 of them running around. 7-inch movement, interesting. Weapon skill 2+, ballistic skill 4+, strength 4, toughness 3. They're only strength 4 because they have power swords, but they don't want to say they have power swords. Toughness 3, wounds 1, 4 attacks. God damn, 4 attacks. Leadership 7, 5+ save. Why are there so many good things for killing stuff in close combat with sisters? Okay, so the Death Cult Power Blades are essentially power swords. Strength user, so strength 4. AP -3, 1 damage. They don't take a battlefield roll. They have Zealot and Uncanny Reflexes. They have a 5+ in bow save. At the start of the fight phase, if this unit is within engagement range, it can fight first in that phase. Oh, okay. That's really good. They strike first. Huh. How many points? They're 1 power level? Death Cult Assassins are 13 points. That's not bad. That's like 104 points for a unit of 4 of them. Plus 26 is 130 for 6 of them. With the number of attacks that they get, which is... That's actually not bad. A unit of Death Cult Assassins sounds pretty fun. I might build a couple up just to play that. I got a bunch of Crusaders I want to get painted up and playing. Then we have the Dominion Squad. Let's see if they're still depressing. Okay, these used to be my go-to girls. These were the best girls in the entire Codex when the Codex first dropped for 8th edition. when they were in the index. These were what won me tournament after tournament after tournament. I think I won 4 tournaments with just Dominions and Repressors. So movement of 6, weapon skill 4+, ballistic skill 3+, strength toughness of 3, 1 wound, 1 attack, leadership 7, 3+ save. The squad can go to 10 with a superior. Has the Cherub and Simulacrum Imperialis. Up to 4 of these girls can replace their bolt guns with a special weapon. So you take meltaguns, flamers, or stormbolters. The Ministorum Stormbolter, to be precise, because you can use the stratagem for blessed bolts on them, which is pretty decent. The Dominion Superior's bolt pistol can be replaced with one of the following: 1 bolt pistol and 1 weapon from the ranged weapon list. One weapon from the pistol list, which isn't bad. You can give her a combi melta, like I usually do. The Dominions equipped with 1 bolt gun can replace to have the Simulacrum Imperialis, but she has to have a bolt gun. Okay, so Axe of Faith, Sacred Rites, Shield of Faith, they have all of these. They're not core units. Oh, they are core units. So they have the order keyword, they're infantry. None of these have core, do they? Holy crap, they have core. No way do they all have core. They all have core. That's super useful. Holy Vanguard. At the start of the battle round, before the turn begins, this unit or an Adeptus Sororitas transport it is embarked in... Oh no. Embarked within can make a move up to 6 inches. Okay, so they limited it. As though it were your movement phase, this unit must end its movement more than 9 inches away from any enemy model. If both players have units that can do this, the player whose turn it is takes the first move. Oh, they can move immolators right before the game begins. Oh, that is dirty. They can do it again. They can move it up to 6, as if it were your movement phase. So if they say as if it were your movement phase, the 6-inch movement is fine, but can I roll a d6 in advance? Because it would be acting as though it were my movement phase. I don't think so. I don't think rules as written I think rules as written I can, but rules as intended I can't. But Dominion bombs might be back. I might do some Dominions and Repressors again. Legends units and all. Might be fun. Or Dominions in a Immolator. Just 4 meltaguns just moving out the field. Might be fun to do. Dominions are really good. I like them. The fact that they can take a Rhino and move it again, or an Immolator or a Repressor and move it again is really good. Seraphim Squad. Seraphim Squads took a huge nerf. They can no longer descend and fire their Infernal Pistols and kill things because their Infernal Pistols are now only range 12 inches. Or range 6 inches. Unless they decided to change that, which I doubt. But we'll check anyway because we always check. Nope, 6 inches. So even on Deadly Descent, they can't fire their Infernal Pistols anymore. Okay, so this squad can go up to 10. They have bolt pistols. Up to 2 Seraphim can have their 2 pistols replaced with any of 2 of the following. Inferno Pistols, Ministorum Hand Flamethrowers. Ministorum Hand Flamethrower is strength 4. Just a quick little side note. The Seraphim Superior's 2 bolt pistols can be replaced with one of the following. 1 bolt pistol, 1 chainsword, 1 bolt pistol, 1 power sword, 1 plasma pistol, 1 chainsword, 1 plasma pistol, 1 power sword, bolt pistol, and 1 plasma pistol. I actually like doing bolt and plasma pistol, in my opinion. It's one of the best. But, you know, hitting on 3s is pretty nice. So they automatically get +1 to their Shield of Faith, which is really, really, really good. They are core units. They are core units. Everything is a core unit. I don't know why they decided to include core if they're not going to say certain things don't have it. They have Deep Strike. That's pretty much it. Seraphim took a huge nerf. So mostly what I'm going to be doing with mine is putting them with 5 with no upgrades to Deep Strike into the backfield to deploy Scramblers and get me engaged on all fronts. Seraphim, on the other hand, are amazing. They can go up to 10 in the squad, which is really good. They have power swords. I can read, I promise. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, strength 3, 3 attacks, or 3 toughness, wounds 1, 3 attacks, 4 attacks with the Sister Superior. These girls are insane, okay? Just putting this out there, they're absolutely insane. You can get them up to 5 attacks pretty easily with Bloody Rose. You can get them hitting on 2s with any other order. If you take a Triumph of St. Catherine, you can give them all the rerolls they want with any of the characters. So they're really, really, really decent. I really like them. The bearer has the registrability, yada, yada, yada. Core units within 6 inches of this model can reroll charge moves that they made that turn. Now, another interesting thing is that you can give them, if I can find the stratagem again, you can actually give them Zealot, I believe. Use a stratagem in your charge phase. Select one Adeptus Sororitas core unit from your army until the start of your next command phase. That unit gains either the Zealot ability or the Fanatic ability. So you can give these to them and make them absolutely insane. You can also give this ability to the murder robots, the Paragons. Yeah, the Paragon, these Sacristans and everything. And giving them freaking Zealot is absolutely incredible. Oh yeah, and it costs you 2 CP to do that, but it's absolutely worth it to get all those rerolls. So giving all free rerolls on turn you charge, and you can give them +1 strength, so you can get them up to strength 5 power swords. Absolutely insane. Xeraphim are a 10 out of 10 unit, and I highly recommend you start using them. In fact, I feel as though I need to buy a bunch, because I don't own any. If you have any Xeraphim that you're wishing to get rid of and wish to donate them to the channel, please contact me. Okay. The Xeraphim Superior can either be equipped with the Xeraphim Pennant, or she could be, her bolt pistol can be replaced with a plasma pistol. Don't take the plasma pistol. Just take that banner. That banner is amazing. Which allows them to reroll to charge. So they have a +1 to their invulnerable save, which brings it down to a 5 normally. 4 if you have a character nearby that has the aura ability, or a war hymn nearby to give it the +1 to their invulnerable save. So overall, they're a solid 10 out of 10 unit. I absolutely love them. Really quick, moving at 12 inches, so you do have to keep up with them. But overall, I think they're absolutely incredible. I apparently went over the elites and the fast attack in this episode. I did not mean to, but in the next episode, we have the heavy support choices. There's not too much left, so I think it's worth it. With heavy support, we'll be going over the Sanctum. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please stay tuned for the next one. It'll be out very soon. And please check out my Patreon. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.